In today's episode of Willful, we spoke with Mark Challen, an arts and culture historian, illustrator, and a Van Gogh with Copic markers. You can watch and listen to Mark in action at stylecooler.com. I discovered that you had left House and Home Media when I was on Instagram one day and I saw one of your time-lapse drawings. My first reaction was, wow, I didn't know Mark could draw. Was this a common reaction?
Yes. But it was nice to have people sort of connect with me in a different way. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is a side of you I didn't know, Mark. This is new. Like, where have you been hiding? And that's really what's been, it's kind of like the bellows underneath me. It's that surprise from other people is what's been fueling me onto this next stage.
Yes, because you really, in terms of your style, drawing, you really hit the ground running. It seems so established to me, and that was, clearly it had been in you the whole time, but you just had to exercise it.
I mean, I think, over time, we start to create these worlds in our head. And I know that Style Cooler had to be its own world. And the world that I wanted was, a little bit of the New Yorker magazine, mixed with a little bit of Vogue magazine, mixed with the New York Times, mixed with Jeopardy, mixed with Sesame Street. All those references, and I know those sound disconnected, but in my head, they make sense.
Yeah.
And so when I draw and sketch, it's that familiar world that, and hopefully people like you are getting it and understanding where I'm trying to go.
There's also a podcast element to stylecooler.com. And now, is this going to be, are you going to have a co-host? I know that Suzanne Dimma has done at least one of the episodes that I've had the pleasure of listening.
Lovely Suzanne Dimma, ex-editor-in-chief of House and Home. So like me, she also left. Yes, it's going to be a daily podcast.
Okay.
Which is only going to be like 5 to 10 minutes long. I'm going to backtrack for a second and tell you why I did it this way. I used to teach spinning classes. Did you know that?
No.
I was a fitness instructor for 12 years. And my job as a fitness instructor every day was to go to the gym, 7 in the morning sometimes, and energize people. They'd wake up sleepy-eyed, I'd put on music, and I'd bring them into this really great place so they could go to work afterwards feeling energized. Or after work they'd come and see me, and they just want to release. And I knew how, with my voice and with music, I knew how to create a world where people felt really good about themselves. So I knew that podcasting, which involves sound and music, had to be a medium that I was going to explore in, because I'd had success with it before as a fitness instructor.
Okay, it's true. And my good friend Donna Papacosta always talks about the intimacy of the earbuds.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I mean, when I left House and Home, I had the luxury of time. And one of the things that I fully believe in is the idea of walking to resolve issues in your head. So I walked everywhere in Toronto. I stopped taking, I left my car at home and I'd walk from A to B. Sometimes it would take me 2 or 3 hours, and I'd listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And that intimacy, as you just said, to have someone come inside your ear and fill you up with new ideas, it's different than TV and it's different than the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's more immersive.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I really want to take advantage of that. So really, Style Cooler is all about creating a website where people can tap into for 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, almost like a drug. Take in, the history of the bar in a fun 5-minute way, and all of a sudden, they're armed for the rest of the day with some great knowledge.
Making any career pivot requires foresight and planning. Did you save up your pennies for this big change?